what's up everybody? It's your host MA. The Heat just beat the Bucks. Yes, the Heat just beat the Bucks in game 1 of the second round. Jimmy goes off. He's effective, he's strong, he's bringing it all. Bam just doing it all as well. Doing his little thing. Going on the boards, playing effective defense, and then the Dragon shows up and just has a monster game. The Heat beat the Bucks in game 1. I'm gonna let you know all about it in this recap episode. What's up? Woo! Alright everybody. Whew. How you guys doing today? And if you haven't said it before already, the Heat just beat the Bucks. Let's go! Yes, the Heat beat the Bucks 115-104 in game 1 of our second round series in the 2020 playoffs in the East. The number 1 seed Bucks versus the number 5 seed Heat. And yes, the Heat beat them. And before we get into all the details, everybody, if you can do me a favor, please, whatever you're listening on, if you can, like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, all that good stuff, whatever it is. Social media, please hit me up. Do me a favor at heatblogspot, email at gmail.com, all the good stuff. Now, I know what you guys are here. You guys want to hear all the good stuff, all the things that happen, right? Right. All right. So, this was a good one, guys. I'm so happy, honestly. And you know what? Before we get into the game, Bam got robbed of the most improved player. How did he get robbed of most improved player? Like, can you tell me why? Because I don't understand it. How is Brandon Ingram most improved? His team didn't make the playoffs. His stats aren't positive to his team. He didn't do anything special or new that I didn't think he can do, or I don't think any of us thought he can do, right? Like, am I missing something? Please tell me if I am, but I don't think so. And Bam, all through this restart, all through the playoffs, all season, proved how most improved and how important he is to our team. I don't know what he had to do. I am shocked that the media picked Brandon Ingram as the most improved player this year. And all I gotta say is Bam got snubbed. Bam got robbed. It should have been Bam. And I think Bam's gonna feel, you know what? The only good thing I can say about all this is for sure Bam's gonna use this as fuel. He's gonna take this game and be like, you know what? I'm gonna show all the haters, show what they were missing, because I'm bringing the heat this playoffs. And he's been bringing it, and he definitely brought it tonight, guys. He definitely brought it tonight. As I said, the Heat won 115-104. If you haven't watched, don't worry about it. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, because I'm going to go quarter by quarter, break it down, let you know all the good stuff and how we got this W, because at first it wasn't looking good. So if you guys watched my preview episode that came out earlier today, I told you there was 4 categories the Heat had to, focus on. Those categories were free throw shooting, 3-point shooting, how many points, final score points, and really that just equals defense. We have to play defense and keep the number 1 offensive team in this league down and not let them play their game and get comfortable. And number 4, which was huge, rebounding. Those 4 categories are key to this series. Now our key players, Bam, Tyler Hero, and Goran Dragic. I'll let you guys know all the good stuff that happened with those players. They all were effective tonight. They all were important to the Heat to win tonight. Just like I said. If you haven't heard the episode, please go back. I appreciate it. All the listens. Anyways, starting 5. You know who the starting 5 is already. Of course, we started Dragic. Of course, we started Duncan. Of course, we started Jimmy. Of course, we started Jay. And of course, we started Bam. Nothing different, nothing new. That's what we were going to do. Great. Before we get into the game, though, I will say the Bucks did have a man short tonight. They didn't have Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe apparently had a hamstring or something like that was bothering him, so he was a scratch. And George Hill started. George Hill is still a solid player in this league, so I wasn't sleeping on the Bucks even with this. And I don't think this game, even since we won, I don't think Eric Bledsoe would have made a big difference in this game. I'll just say that. Now, going to the first quarter, it was a battle in the sense where it was just an offensive battle. Neither team was playing really good defense. Like, each team was going punch for punch. I would say the biggest shocked thing that happened in that first quarter was it wasn't Bam who got the first assignment against Giannis on defense. it was actually Jay Crowder. And I think that was Spo's way of trying to keep Bam out of foul trouble. Like, if Giannis was going to get to the line and create fouls for his team and get us in foul trouble, I guess Spo felt more comfortable getting Jay Crowder in foul trouble than Bam Adebayo, because we already know how important Bam is compared to Jay, right? Right. But so I think that was a smart move too, because throughout the night, Spo will throw different defenders at Giannis to bother him, and I think it worked great. And we'll get into it. So as I said, both teams are going punch for punch. Really, no really good defense, but one person hit a three, the other person will hit a three, make a layup, the other team will make a layup. Let's go, punch for punch. It was crazy. Another detail I would like to notice: DJ Derrick Jones Jr. did not play. That surprised me a little bit, honestly. I thought he was going to be useful in this series. Even in my preview episode, I said he was going to be in a rotation, and I really thought so because he just brings great defense. He's really long, athletic, and I thought we were going to play zone defense throughout in this game, which we never did, actually. I'm thinking about it now. We never played zone defense, and that's where Derrick Jones is very effective for us. So if Spo wasn't going to use it, I guess he didn't want to go that way. I guess he felt that since this is one of the best offensive teams in the league, he thinks we needed more offense, and that's why we inserted Kendrick Nunn. So yes, Kendrick Nunn actually played some solid minutes tonight. And I didn't write down how many minutes, but let me see how here. So Kendrick Nunn played 16 minutes. That's pretty solid. That's pretty much what Derrick Jones Jr. plays. So he took pretty much Derrick Jones Jr. minutes away. So DJ did not play. Kendrick Nunn comes in the game. That's a big difference. I'm sure the Bucks weren't ready for that. I think that's another Spo move. Again, Coach Spo. If anything, no matter what I say about these players, the players executed the plan. But who's the one that made the plan? Coach Spo. We have a great coach, guys. Like, this guy is taking us to the promised land. If we get to the promised land, it's because of Coach Spo. As much as anybody on this team, Coach Spo has to be on top of that pyramid. Straight up. The Bucks defense definitely turned up in the end of the quarter, though. They were creating a lot of turnovers for us, which led to a lot of transition offense for them. They got some easy buckets. They end up actually going up 29-40. So they're by 11 the first quarter. We just couldn't finish points. Again, as I said in my preview, this team plays great defense. They do not let interior points in. They try to keep anybody out the paint. They didn't do a good job this night. But in this first quarter, they did a great job. They didn't do a good job because we were getting into the paint, but for some reason we just kept missing. Jimmy missed some bunnies, Bam was trying to be very aggressive, which was good, but we just weren't finishing our plays. And it was like, what is going on here today? It is what it is. I think it was just, trying to be aggressive, trying to be effective. I think that was a lot of stuff, and a lot of adrenaline was pumping in these players, and it just took a little bit of the game to go by, and then for them to calm down and then realize, okay, the game's still going, we got time, and it definitely fluid. But in that first quarter, I don't know, it was just, I don't know what happened. We just kept missing. We were effective in our offense. I don't think, the defense of the Bucks definitely didn't bother us that much. We were getting good looks. It's just we weren't finishing our looks, especially in the paint. We weren't finishing our looks. So, we did fix that though, so that's good. And then, just everything went right for the Bucks. Then that's why they went up 29-40. Some key stats in that quarter: Jimmy ends up with 8 points. Dragic ends up with 9 points. Those two guys were definitely our offensive forces. Them right there almost got 20 points alone. So they were scoring more than 50% of our points at this time. But this is where we were doing a good job. Middleton had 10 points, 2 for 2 for 3-point line. Giannis had 9 points, 1 for 1 from the 3-point line. Brook Lopez had 11 points, 4 for 5 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3-point line. Like I said, Brook Lopez, Middleton, and Giannis in my preview episode. Go back if you haven't heard it. These guys are going to be the guys, especially Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez could be our kryptonite because of how big he is, and we don't have a big body that can really body him. And he can shoot, he can play in the post, he can do a lot of good things for this team, for the Bucks. And he was showing it. At first he was really showing how scared I was of this guy and how much I thought he was going to be effective for them, because he was doing actually exactly everything I was telling you guys earlier was going to happen. He was going to shoot threes and come off streaky and get key rebounds and just do key things. He hit a buzzer shot, hit a buzzer three in the end of the first quarter, just gives him more momentum. He was bringing it, definitely bringing it. They were winning the rebound battle. One of the key points I said, 12-9. Free throws though, here's the key that got us a big. This is one of the big reasons why we won this game is free throw shooting. At this point, we were 7-8 from the free throw line. That means we went to the free throw line 4 times. That's really good, keeping our pace. 87%, and they were 4 for 5, 80%. Just us getting those many free throws shows that we're being aggressive and trying to make sure we keep our pace. So that was good. 3-point shooting, 4 for 9, 44%. You can't ask for any better. Just the Bucks were shooting better at this time. 6 for 9 for them, 66%. That's shooting hot fire. And then our field goal percentage, they were 15 of 24 for 62%. We were 9 of 26 for 42%. Like, that ain't gonna cut it against this team. You gotta bring it for 48 minutes. And the good thing is our team, looked at ourselves. Spo definitely looked at them, told them to calm down. We're a good team. Reminded them that we're a good team. Like, they're a good team, so they're gonna play well. So expect it, but don't worry, because we're a good team. And as long as we play our game and we do what we gotta do, we're gonna be just fine. And I think he just kept reminding them throughout the whole game. And this team just definitely grinded. And it was a different grind game. I did say it was gonna be a grind game, and I didn't think it was gonna be so much of a shootout as it did. Like, it kind of did. At times it became a shootout, and then at times it just became a grind game. If anything, it was a combination of both types of games. It was really weird because both of these teams can play both styles, but for some reason that's how it ended. And so it was like a grit and grindy shootout game. If you haven't watched it, watch it and let me know if I sound correct, because that's kind of how I'm thinking about it right now. Yeah, it's like a grit, grindy, shooty game, just peaks and valleys, just going up and down pretty much for each team, going blow for blow. Now, going into the second quarter, both teams definitely clamped down now in the second quarter, better defense. For us, it created some offensive transition for us. So transitional offense, I should say. That's what it created for us, playing great defense at first. So we definitely got to narrow that lead. If they had an 11-point lead, we're definitely cutting at it because we're just playing a little bit harder defense. Even though they were kind of playing good defense too, us letting them create turnovers, they were just stopping our shots on the half-court offense. But when we got them turnovers, we took advantage and we were scoring off those turnovers. So that's what we got them. With that, ball movement became a thing for us. We started to find that in us. We started to find that heat ball movement again, who to find, where are they going to be, find where the weaknesses of this defense is at. So that was really good to find it early. And, we just, that created a lot of free throws for us with Jimmy and Dragic, because we were finding the cutter, where they were able to get space and make their way to the line. And we were getting 3-pointers when we needed it. Very timely shots. This whole game for us was timely. If anything, we stayed aggressive but firm, and we did not lose our composure at times when we could have to win this game. And that's a great thing to our leadership in this team and our coaching in this team, because there's a lot of times where this team the Bucks could have probably ran us out, even though they weren't playing good at times, but just because they're so powerful and have so many offensive weapons, they could have, keep beating us. But we were resilient. Our team fought back, and it was a team effort at times, and at other times it was individual players taking over. So, each quarter the Heat definitely learned what to do next, and Spo was keeping them on track. So big ups to Spo, big ups to everybody again. So, Bucks, got theirs though. I won't say it was like a great second quarter for us, like compared to the Bucks, because the Bucks still were playing great. It was still neck for neck, and that's why they were still up 63-60 at the end of the quarter. Even though we were doing all those good things, and at the end of the day, they were still playing good as well. So, but we narrowed the lead down to 3 only. So, keeping consistent, staying strong, getting better at each possession. we kept getting into the lead, and you can see the Bucks weren't gaining confidence, and that's the big thing about it. We just did not want them to gain any confidence, so they go on a shooting spree and they just go blow us out. Like, that's the one thing we couldn't afford, and that's one thing we kept them in check-in. So boom, some stats in halftime. I'll go with the Bucks. Start with the Bucks first. Middleton, 21 points. We had to start doing a better job, and at this point, Middleton was getting guarded by Jimmy and Iggy. Those are two guys we really depend on defense, and I think they had to really look at themselves at halftime and be like, what are we doing? We gotta start playing. We gotta start clamping down this guy and making it tough for him. And they definitely did that in the second half. But in the first half, he had 21 points. He almost looked like he was doing whatever he wanted. Like, he looked very comfortable in that first half. And it's not good when you have Jimmy or Iggy guarding him and he's still looking comfortable. Like, those guys should make his life hell. So they fixed that. Brook Lopez is 19 points at that time. As I said, man, he's a big guy. They're gonna try to take advantage of him, and I think he realizes he's a big dude out there compared to everybody else, and he's gonna try to take advantage. So expect this from him all series. I didn't realize that he's been having a great restart. I thought he was having an okay restart, but he's been actually having a great restart in the bubble. So, he's gonna be an offensive force. So we gotta keep an eye on him. We got to do a better job to keep him in check. So in the beginning of the game, we force other role players in the next coming games. We force their other role players to do a better job in trying to keep scoring for them if we take Brook Lopez away. We did a great job on Giannis. If we can keep doing this to Giannis each game, we're great. Because Giannis, at this point, had 9 points at halftime. He had 3 fouls, and he was shooting ugly at the free throw line. I believe he was 2 for 6 in the first half. And if we do that, if we can keep that consistent, we're going to be fine in that level. But we need to stop one more of their players, Chris Middleton or Brook Lopez. I mean, I got to remember there's going to be Eric Bledsoe coming back probably pretty soon. And if he's back, we have to stop still one of those guys. And with Middleton, that's a Jimmy or an Iggy job. They have to take that job seriously. And with Brook Lopez, it started with Bam. Bam was guarding him first. And Bam gave him some free throw shots, and Bam was trying hard, but Bam also was trying to play help defense a lot. And I think he's going to have to learn throughout this series how much space to actually give Brook Lopez and try to read this defense a little better, because at times they had to better him, and their chemistry on that offense was just a little bit better than our defense at the time. It is what it is, but Bam's going to learn it. Bam's going to figure it out, but we have to stop one of those guys. Or it's going to be grindy games like this where we're going to have to depend on fourth quarter, superstar players to take over. Which, I have no doubt we have those players, but sometimes I just want the insurance that we're going to win. That's just me if I'm coaching. So in our stats, Jimmy has 13 points, 4 for 9 shooting, 5 from 6 from the line. Just having a very good offensive efficient game right now at this point, and playing good defense. As much as he can with the Middleton thing. Dragic, 19 points. So the Dragon came early. Dragon was here all game, actually. But that first half was definitely the Dragon. 19 points, 6 of 8 shooting. That's like hot smoking shooting. 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Did not miss one. 2 or 3 from the three-point line. The Dragon showed up. Bam, 6 points, 7 rebounds. 2 of 7 from the field. So he wasn't shooting that great. But the guy was everywhere. He was definitely keeping the pace and trying to show us that he's the engine and that we shouldn't give up. We got to keep going. We just got to keep moving, which we did. And then I want to mention my other key player, Tyler Hero. At this point, he wasn't doing much. He only had 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, shooting really, really bad from the field, 1 of 6, and 1 of 3 from three-point line. Wasn't so great, which I think if he was shooting better, we probably would have had the lead at this time at halftime, but because he wasn't shooting that great, it is what it is. We were down by 3. It's fine, So my key stats at this point: the Bucks are still winning the rebound battle, 20-18. They're shooting better than us, 60% to 46% at the field. 3-point line, they're shooting 52.9% to 46.7%. But here we go again, the free throw line. The free throw line is going to be so big in this series because Giannis is the only one that shoots most of their free throws, and he's not great at free throw shooting. Like, if you watch the game, or if you go back and watch the game, you're going to see a man struggle very hard at the free throw line, and he looked bad at a lot of the time. Like, those shots look terrible. He needs to, that's a broken shot. That's a terrible shot. So we were 13 of 15 from the line at halftime, first 86% shooting. They were 8 of 14 for 57.1% shooting. That's not what NBA final contenders shoot at the line. So honestly, I'm feeling really confident at this point that the Heat can take on the Bucks, possibly in 5 games, maybe a sweep. If we can keep this consistent and we tweak our defense and we make sure we stop Brook Lopez or Chris Middleton, maybe both, while still keeping Giannis contained, hitting our free throws, hitting timely shots, including 3-pointers, I can see a sweep. I can see a Miami sweep, and I can see a Giannis breakdown from the Bucks, similar to what LeBron had with the Cavs. If you remember that last year with the Cavs, I think he got booted in the semifinals to the Magic, and you can just tell he was ready to leave Cleveland. Like, let me get out of here already. You know, we might see that because Giannis, he looks like a nice guy, but I think we could break his spirit through these last couple of games. And you know what? He's a generational talent. He's a freaking freak, and sometimes you can't stop him at all. Nah, he's a freak. I'm not gonna say anything else. He's really good. You know, he is what it is. But you know, we were doing a good job where we had to, and that was the free throw line. If we're not winning the game, the best thing we can do is still keep our pace and keep our destiny by hitting free throws and doing that, and that's what we did. So good job to the Heat for that. You know, just at this point, Jimmy and Bam just needed to step up on defense, even though they were doing as much stuff that offensively they were doing well and rebounding well, you know, with Bam, but they had to take the, you know, Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton assignment very serious, and they did do that in the second half, which we'll talk about. So third quarter, I would like to put right now. I would like to do a shout out Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder throughout this game had just timely shots, you know, timely threes. He only had 3 threes. That was all his points he had, but each of those threes were just timely, like exactly when we needed it, he did it. So Jay Crowder, keep it up, man. You're getting rebounds left and right too. I'm watching you sacrifice your body. You're doing a great job, dude. Keep it up. Keep it up. So third quarter though, just comes down to great defense and shooting from both teams basically. This is where it really got peak and valley, like up and down type of game. Here we go. You know, it was kind of punch for punch, but then it was like just great defense and no one would score, and then they would both get hot at the same time. It was like kind of that kind of game. And it was just coming from different places again, but free throws were keeping us on pace. There were times where it looked like they can get away from us, or you know, they can climb away if they wanted to, but because we can find our way to the free throw line and we were getting to the free throw line, that was keeping us on pace with them. Even though we were hitting shots at sometimes, we get to the free throw line, either Jimmy or Dragic, and you know, to take care of business. So we were playing very good. Dragic plays very well in the end of the quarter. Bam plays very well in the quarter, which actually makes us ends up leading to the game. So we ended the quarter leading the game, 92-86. Booyah! Here we go. Start taking over. You know, and this is where I start getting nervous because I didn't think at this point we were watching the best the Bucks had yet. Like, I was like, oh, there's another gear. There's another gear. The Bucks are just waiting. They're just waiting to see what happens. You know, we'll see. You know, I was just like, I don't know. But here's some key stats. Jimmy scored 12 points in that third quarter. He had 25 points in total, 7 of 12 shooting, 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Like I said, he was big in the free throw line in that quarter for us. Dragic at this point has 27 points, 4 assists, 9 of 12 shooting, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. The Dragon. You know, Bam at this point, 10 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. Like, he's doing it all. Like, Bam, if anything, Bam had a heck of a quarter. Heck of a third quarter. Heck of a third quarter. Congrats to Bam, because I think he's a big reason why we were up. Yeah, 100%. Big reason why we were up. And another reason why we were winning the rebound battle now. So now we took a turn in the second half. We were losing the rebound battle all first half. Now we're winning it, 33-26. We had 9 offensive rebounds to their 5 offensive rebounds. Remember my preview video? I said they were the #1 rebounding team at 51 point something rebounds per game. We were at 44 rebounds per game. We took care of business. Give it up to Spo for seeing that. Spo realized that was a key to this game in this series, and I think he made it, aware to other players that he needs to make sure that they take care of business. Like, they need to make sure they all box out at the same time, that they take care of business together and make sure we get that ball back and we try to fight for second chance opportunities. And that's really what won us this game too, was rebounding. Now, the Bucks are still shooting great though at the end of the third quarter. 31-59, 52% shooting, 3-pointers, 48%. To us, we were shooting 46% from the field to 37% to 3-pointers. They were shooting great still, but our free throws were keeping us in check. 23 to 20 out of 25 free throws at 92.5%. At this point, the Bucks had 11 out of 19 free throws, 57.9%. I told you guys, free throws are big. They can kill you. They can kill you if you don't hit your free throws. If we were shooting bad free throws, this game would have been close a lot. Or we would have been losing actually, because they were shooting so much better than us. They would have been beating us. But because we were hitting our free throws and making sure we get to the free throw line, we were staying in the game. We were making sure that we were giving ourselves a chance to win this game. And that we took that momentum to the fourth quarter. So we go to the fourth quarter, and now the Bucks show up again defensively. They really clamped down. And both teams are just having a hard time scoring, really, at first. It was just bam, 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 going punch for punch. Excuse me, real quick. Yeah, so they were just going punch for punch, going at each other. And then all of a sudden, Jimmy just turns into Jimmy Butler of the playoffs. This man turns another gear. He had 25 points, right? By the end of the third quarter, 12 points in that third quarter. He's going to score 15 more points in this quarter. He goes off. He does it from everywhere. Mid-range shooting, 3-pointers, going to the free throw line, taking it up to the rack. Playoff Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy is another thing. He's out of this world. I couldn't believe it. Bam was clamping down, creating offense, and this just made the whole team follow and gain confidence. And we got a flurry of shots, and it's actually just Jimmy. Jimmy's just coming in and out, because actually Dragic doesn't even score the rest of the game. So it's just Jimmy going off, and Bam scores at once. Tyler Hero hitting timely shots. Jay Crowder, like I said, hits timely shots. And it was just, if you guys watched the Nuggets last night against the Jazz and you saw Jamal Murray go off, it was just like that with Jimmy Butler. He just took the ball in his hand, realized it's his time, and he ain't gonna let the Bucks win this one. And he did it any way he had to, especially on defense too. He was playing great freaking defense, and we ended up winning. It was crazy. We're probably gonna win the game by 2 minutes left in the game. You could see that we were gonna win, but he kept hitting timely shots, even with Brook Lopez hit a 3 that could have saved them a little bit, but we kept hitting timely shots. Tyler Hero hit a timely 3 for sure, and we win. Our leaders took us there, and our superstar, our super all-star, fucking takes over the game and make sure that we have that W for the game 1. This is Heat basketball. I'm getting kind of crazy right now in my head, because Heat basketball is actually winning this for us. We ain't cheating the system. Yeah, we play a little different than we usually have in our past. We're not so painty, in the paint layups mid-range team anymore. We're about shooting 3-pointers and high percentage shots and moving the ball faster. But the number one thing that stays consistent is that we're going to be a great defensive team. And it doesn't matter what stats say. If we don't average the most steals or average the most blocks or whatever the case may be, But when we know we play great defense, we play great defense. And we do play great defense. Our team, no matter who's on the court, plays great defense. So big ups to the whole team, because we end up winning 115-104. And the whole everybody, Kendrick Nunn, KO, Tyler Hero, Iggy, everybody was huge in this game. Everyone had their moments, even if it was for a second. Everyone did something to make us sure we win this game. If you haven't watched the game, go watch it, because you're going to see Jimmy Butler freaking take off in the second half. You're going to see Dragic take off in the first half and part of the third quarter. You're going to see Bam just control the game for us, just control, be our engine. You're going to see Tyler Hero, the rookie, be fearless in the second half, just fearless. Even if he had a bad first half, he ain't going to let that deteriorate him from shooting shots. He's going to take his. Jay Crowder being the best veteran out there. Iggy doing his thing. KO doing his thing. Duncan Robinson is just being a threat. Duncan Robinson ain't going to have games all the time. He only had 4 points. He ain't going to always have games. But like I said in that Indy series, the reason he's really out there is to be a threat. There's going to be games where he goes off. It might be the next one, because now they're like, oh shit, we got to pay attention to this guy now. We got to pay attention to Dragic now. We got to do this and this. So Duncan might get free, because they were clamping down on Duncan this game. They heavily made sure they don't want Duncan to shoot. And that's okay, because we showed that we can combat that. We can get over that hump. But he's just have to keep working, and he's gonna have his game, and he's gonna have a game that actually helps us and wins the game for sure. Whenever Duncan has a great game, that game we win, because we ain't gonna lose a game that Duncan has a great game in. So to end the stats, Jimmy has a career playoff high 40 points at the end. He shoots 13 from 20 from the field. 13 from 20, guys. That's shooting hot. 2 for 2 from 3-point line, and those 3-pointers were like, these weren't chuckets. Like, he was like setting up, bending his knees, feet planted, squared up, boom, in your face, and just wet. They weren't roll-ins. They weren't off the bank. It was wet. That net just went and cinched. Fire. Shit. 12 of 13 from the free throw line. Only missed 1 free throw. That's setting an example as a leader. 4 rebounds, 2 steals. Bam, 12 points, 5 of 12 from the field. Cleaned it up from the shooting. 2 from 2 free throws. He actually hit some good mid-range shots. Some timely ones, too, off the buzzer. I mean, I told you guys, he's going to have to take those shots. People are going to have to respect the shot. And I think now, game 2, Brook Lopez is going to have to respect that shot a little more. He's going to put that extra foot in front of Bam. That's going to open up stuff, guys. It's going to open up stuff. Game 2, watch it. Dragic, like I said, ends up with 27 points. Already read his stats. Hero, 11 points. 3 of 11 shooting. 3 of 6 from 3-point line. 2 of 2 from the free throw. 3 rebounds. He didn't score 15 points, but he scored at least. He kept shooting. Only had, 3 points at the end of the first half. Ends up with 11. Stayed aggressive. Scored 8 points in the second half. Just keep going, Tyler. That's all you need to do. You need to make sure the ball keeps moving and just keep being aggressive. I will shout out to, Crowder already said 9 points. And then Kendrick Nunn, 6 points. 3 for 9 shooting, 2 assists. He wasn't bad. Nunn, just some things bother me. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but sometimes he'll go right, but since he's a lefty, he'll do like a quick spin around to get to his left hand and do a left hook. And those are the shots he made. Like, he made a couple of shots tonight, but some of them he missed because he just made it more difficult for himself. Like, if he just would have ended up with his right, he could have been like right there. But since he stopped, broke, spun, and then went up with his left, it's like, okay, he just wasted a bunch of time, and the defense the guy playing on you just was able to wait and set up and play and clamp down on you. So that's the only thing that bothers me, guys. Like, I feel like he should just be able to go right, just take that thing. But whatever. He did well. 6 points. As you can see, I have my things with Nunn. I don't know why. I just feel like he can be so much better, and I want him to be better. That's all. And it's just little things he has to clean up, and he'll be all right. just a shout out to the Bucks stats, and I'll finish off with those 3 players. Middleton had 28 points at the end of the game. He shot 4 from 8 from the 3-point line. It's pretty good shooting, no matter what. Lopez 24 points, 4 from 6 from the 3-point line, even better shooting. Giannis had 18 points, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. He actually hit some good threes, though I was a little surprised by that. Check the rest of them, and then 4 from 12 from the free throw line. Sorry, 4 for 12 from the free throw line for 33%. Like, I don't care if you're MVP, bro. You ain't gonna win a game like that. Like, Jimmy's proven you have to hit free throws to win in this league. And if Giannis can't do that, Heat gonna take over. Straight up, we will win every game of the series, because that's all we have to do now. That's their kryptonite. And now all we gotta do is clamp down on the other players. If you have to send Giannis to the line, you send Giannis to the line. And that's it. He ain't gonna break us every time. He'll get through a couple times. He'll score a couple dunks. He'll make couple nice layups or whatever. But don't matter, because we're gonna keep sending you to that line. If you can't hit your free throws, you can't help your team. So I think we might find the kryptonite. I did say in my preview, and I said it early in this episode, this team does not let you score in the paint. But tonight, Miami scored in the paint. We scored 42 points in the paint compared to the Bucks' 24 points. Their coach is gonna be pissed. Like, I don't know if that was really intentional by the Heat, honestly. Like, you know, a lot of it came from our scheme, cutting, doing, you know, smart ball movement. A lot of it's that, you know, especially taking it in and then cutting and dropping the ball, whatever. But somehow we got in the paint. And if we can continue to do that, that's a bonus for us. That's bonus, for sure. Bonus points. Rebounding, we won the battle, 46-34. We got 12 offensive rebounds. 12 offensive rebounds. They only had 7. We wanted that ball more. We were hustling. Great job for the team. Great job from the team. Free throw shooting, we ended up shooting 25 or 27 from the free throw line. That's 92.6%. The Bucks end up 14 for 26, 53.8%. Abysmal. Abysmal. How are you going to do that when you're a contender? Bush League. That's Bush League. We shot 46% from the field. They shot 49%, 38% from the 3-point line for the Heat, 45% for the Bucks. They were shooting good. Like I said, I think if we clamp down on Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton a little bit better in the coming games, and we continue the Giannis defense, those numbers will go down naturally. It was just because Middleton and Brook Lopez got hot. They stayed hot throughout the game. They just didn't get that many good looks in the second half, but they stayed hot throughout the game, and they were effective to us. So we just gotta do a better job of stopping them when we can. And then turnovers, 16 turnovers for the Heat, 19 turnovers for the Bucks. That's good. We never want to be on top of that number. We want to make sure they are the ones committed to more turnovers, and we definitely capitalize when we can. So it was good. It was just a good job all around. Very impressive W. I mean, I'm still kind of blown away we won, honestly. Like, I didn't think we were going to win game 1 in my heart. Like, I was like, if we're going to lose a game for sure, we're going to lose game 1 for sure. But, and I think the Bucks brought it. Like, I don't think we won because the Bucks weren't right. They didn't look good or whatever. You know, they looked like they've been ready, and you know they were. You know, yeah, they did play 2 days ago, but that game wasn't that really hard of them. I think I'm pretty sure most of them played less minutes than they usually do. So I think we definitely showed the Bucks to be scared. You know, I think we spread some fear in that team. I think Coach Spo, I'm bringing this back to Coach Spo. Like, Coach Spo's the man, guys. Like, we have a great coach. He knows what he's doing. He's playing great mind games, playing great chess games with these teams out here, with these coaches. And I think if we go far in this playoffs, like, then we got to give it to Spo, honestly. Because, yes, Jimmy helped our roster become what it is today, right? And how far we got here. But the architect, the person behind the scenes working just as hard or more. I mean, the man hasn't seen his kids. He has 2 young sons. You know, one's about to walk. He might do his first steps tomorrow. We can't be there. I mean, the man is working hard. Big up, you gotta give it to Spo, like Coach Spo. If you're listening by any way, somehow, tip my hat to you, brother, because you're definitely one of the best coaches of all time in my book. You know how to maximize rosters. I've seen you since the beginning. There were some rosters that were iffy, and no one thought you can do anything with those rosters, and you turned, fucking coal into diamonds. Straight up. So, you guys, we got to give it up to our coach. We have a great coach, and he's going to lead us far, no matter what. However long he stays in this franchise, he will always lead us far as we can. As far as the team can go, he will definitely get us there. And just gotta applaud him, man. Applaud the team, applaud ourselves. The Heat win 115-104. We definitely put some fear in those eyes. I don't know if Bledsoe makes a difference, guys. I don't think he does. I don't see him making a difference in my eyes, but he's a different player than George Hill. He's a bigger body. He can take it up strong. He can get streaky in his shooting. George Hill's not really like that. So is it something to worry about? We'll see. I think if anything, going back to Spo, we'll have a plan. I think Dragic is big enough though. Like, I think at this age and how big Dragic is now, I think Dragic can stay with him, and he has long arms, Dragic does, so he can bother him, where Eric Bledsoe doesn't have strong arms, which is why he kind of compensates with his body mass. So it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. But I can see him help him throughout runs in the game. Like, that's where I'm seeing, especially if they try to make Eric Bledsoe more effective against our second unit, then I can see him take more advantage, maybe against Tyler Hero, where Tyler Hero, his frame isn't there yet. He's still young, so his body's still growing and getting bigger, where Eric Bledsoe is just fully grown at this point. I can see him take advantage of that. So we'll see. We'll see what the Bucks try to do to combat us, and I think that he will still respond effectively, and I won't be surprised if we end up winning a sweep. Honestly, guys, if we win game 2 in 2 days on Wednesday, if you win game 2, guys, this is that's a big chance for sweep. Like, I don't care. Like, we could start talking sweep, and I won't be surprised if the media starts talking sweep. Right now, the media is probably going crazy. I'm not watching. I do all these episodes right after the game because I want to be one of the first people to let you guys know what's going on. And I'm sure everyone's going off. Everyone's going, hey, the Heat are real. Twitter's probably blowing up like Giannis is kryptonite and all that stuff. And I think it's true, guys. I think we definitely have the tools. I just hope we stay healthy. I hope everything goes right, because I think we can make a big run at this. If we beat this team, if we especially beat this team in 4 games, guys, like, I'm not so worried about the Raptors anymore. I'm not so worried about the Celtics too much anymore, because I think our team will have so much confidence and have learned so much lessons by them that we can apply those to any of those 2 teams. So, and I think also it's a nice free agent pitch to Giannis. It's a nice free agent pitch to a lot of teams, honestly. Like, a lot of teams are probably going to be watching us and be like, damn, like, this team is good, and maybe I can do something to help this team. So I think don't be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised. We'll see. Let's not get into that too much, but whatever, guys. So coming up, as you know, Wednesday will be game 2. It should be 6:30 on TNT, and then after that, just every other day, pretty much. Every other day is going to be games as much as necessary. Game 4, if it only goes 4 games, that means game 4 will be on Sunday. So we'll see. Hopefully on Sunday we'll all be celebrating a little bit harder, you know what I mean? So we'll see. But all right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for me. That's gonna be my episode. That's MA calling out. Heat win 115-104. Take care of business. Jimmy goes off for his career.